everyone, welcome to Ewood Park. Dust is settling. We're on another Norwich City win, another Norwich City 2-1 win, in fact, which was very welcome. And in fact, Norwich only won the game because Blackburn had to forfeit it because they were pumping out crowd noise all through the game. Obviously, that's not really what happened, but probably what should have happened. Basically, torture. It's a torture device. Why would you do it? It's the first time since March I've gone to a ground where they thought it would be a good idea. I can't imagine how it helps anything that goes on here, other than just doing everyone else's heads in. But there we go. They haven't actually. What tipped it in Norwich's favour was 2 goals from Teemu Pukki on his 100th appearance, his 49th and 50th goals for the club. It was a quite phenomenal amount of. What a phenomenal record that is for someone who arrived at the club as a free transfer 3 years ago. And I remember, in fact, I'd just spoken to Daniel Farker just down there and just asked him, could you remember what went through his mind when Norwich first signed him? And he kind of reminded me of where I was when Teemu first signed, because it was one that Norwich kept incredibly under wraps. So sometimes you get a little handle on who's coming, but Teemu Pukki was completely silent until it popped up. I think the day I was running the Holcombe 10K, and I think I just finished, and the CSF tent told me, "Oh, Teemu Pukki signed." Who? Pukki? That's a funny name. And then I had a look, and I remember thinking, well, he didn't really do it in Scotland as an instant reaction, and even Daniel Farker, he didn't think it himself, but he knew that was the perception. And what are Norwich doing picking up this player? All this stuff has been said, and it's been said a lot because Teemu's been phenomenal. But we're now into a third season, and he's achieved already. Figures that will live long in Norwich City history in terms of among their greatest strikers. Where he ends up at the end is a different question, of course. But it's just a joy to watch him do what he does for Norwich City, and it's a real shame that at the moment there aren't enough fans in to salute his incredible achievements for the football club. Check out The Athletic over later in the weekend for some Teemu Pukki stuff. So phenomenal achievement, phenomenal moment for him as a Norwich City player. The first goal was pretty trademark, great turn, really sharp shot, quite close in from goal. Keeper never really had the chance to read it. And I think that goal was deserved. It was a really great game, very open, both sides looking capable of scoring goals each time they broke forward. I thought there was something a little bit more predictable about Blackburn's attacking for most of the game. Looking at the back post, and obviously Sam Gallagher is a real presence. Adam Armstrong's really lively. Norwich had more quality, I thought, in the chances they were creating. So although Blackburn had a lot of them, I thought Norwich had better quality when they did create them. And actually it took Kaminski 2 or 3 superb saves, and probably a lack of quality in Norwich's finishing to keep it down to 2, because it probably should have been 3, 4 or 5. And Blackburn did have their chances too, and they were very good. And now obviously I'm watching the social media reaction. The referee was indifferent, but not the worst referee I've seen this season. It's the first time I've seen him. I didn't remember his name before. And likewise with Blackburn. Blackburn were very good, but Blackburn, looking at that, with some of the players who've got to come back, they are going to go close to the top 6, I would imagine. Are they the best side I've seen Norwich play? No, I would say Brentford looked better, Bournemouth were better. I thought Swansea were good, probably at a similar level. So don't get me wrong, what Tony Mowbray is doing is great. He's making a real positive, strong side who's still developing from being in League One, not so long ago, and they've come a long way. They're a real threat, and they actually changed. They tweaked things. They pushed the right back up much higher in the second half, and that was Norwich's only real weak point in the game was until they conceded the equaliser in the second half. From half time to that point, they were struggling, and they were a bit open and vulnerable. But even then, the goal that Blackburn scored, which was wonderfully taken by Harvey Elliott, who is going to be some player, I can't believe he's only 17, but it did come from Norwich just missing opportunities to really clear the ball. We know Norwich like to play out from the back, but you do have to be a little bit selective about when you do it, and there were 1 or 2 moments there where they probably should have just got a bit more distance, just in those 2 or 3 minutes before they conceded. Tony Mowbray was very down actually after the game, which is interesting. He felt that Blackburn dominated, they had all these shots and they were a bit unlucky, and Teemu Pukki kind of fluked one, but he's a good striker, so he would. But I think that undermines it. See you later, Dan. He loves saying goodbye to me while I'm recording the video. I mean that some of the things, the fact that Tony Mowbray seemed quite disappointed is obviously natural, but I don't think it was an entirely fair reflection of the game, because I thought Norwich had enough quality and showed they had enough quality to win it. They created some wonderful opportunities. But the thing that got me, probably more than anything, is the amount of recovery runs, the amount of effort Norwich put into their defensive work today. There were 2 moments where Emi Buendia absolutely pelted it in terms of recovery runs. And I have seen him jog back so many times. And I just thought, yeah, you know what? People are going to look at today and go, it wasn't really Emi's game. Well, it was, because he absolutely worked his socks off in some really key moments, and Norwich found a way to recover themselves after what was clearly quite a difficult start to the second half, and you did wonder where it was going to go. The winning goal came from Emi Buendia's shot that we weren't really sure, but Teemu certainly claimed it very quickly. I think on replay, to say it's a fortuitous flick would be very harsh. I think he knows exactly what he's doing, maybe not knowing where it's going, but I think if you play a game of football, you know if you can influence something in a positive way, and I think he knew he was going to do that. So it's a wonderful moment. It's a great point for him to celebrate, and this is a wonderful moment for Norwich City. I mean, you can't... it feels obvious for me to sit here and go, well, this is the sort of stuff that champions and that promotion contenders do, because they are. They've got a hugely talented squad. They've got a massive squad. They're somehow picking up these results when they've got a lot of players out. I mean, you stick Tim Krul back in this goal, you get Kieran Dowell fit, you think that Ben Gibson can back people up, and you actually have a left back, and then you've got Adam Eder as well, who's got a role to play, and Barley Mumba has only played like 20 minutes. I mean, yeah, of course they're promotion contenders. Of course they're good enough to win this division. And I started the season saying that before the ball was kicked. So, yes. And it's not like I'm in no way is that me belittling anything that's going on here. It's a joy to watch how they're doing it. They've got so much work to do to sustain it and to keep being so consistent in terms of their output. But it's not like I'm sitting here going, well, I just expect it. I just think it's like, yeah, this is great. Seeing people do something they are capable of is always great. And that's what we're seeing today. Jordan Hugo was very good when he came on. It was nice to see. He looked hungry. Todd Cantwell came on and did well too. One curious incident in the penalty box that I haven't really seen back. We didn't have replays today, even though we had piped crowd music, piped crowd noise. I can't emphasise enough how torturous that was. But yeah, there are bigger concerns in the world. I'm joking, obviously. So yeah, loads of positives. Norwich got to grips with it in the end, whilst being really sorely tested. I think that'll be a recurring theme when we get to Reading on Wednesday, because Reading have been doing very well. You can see the teams that are flying now in the Championship and the teams that are going to be really contenders, because they are turning over the wins now. So it will carry on like this. It will carry on in a relentless nature, and Norwich have to keep proving that they're good enough to be where they are and to stay where they are, with a striker like Teemu Pukki up top. It's hard to doubt them, isn't it? I will see you at Reading on Wednesday. In the meantime, check out The Athletic, as I said, for some cool stuff, hopefully, over the coming days. And the On The Ball podcast will be out on Tuesday, as per normal. You know where to get me. Please post any comments, questions you like. I'll read them all. Wherever you're watching, subscribe, follow, do all the jazz. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this, because it means a lot to me and it also makes it worthwhile. Norwich 1-2-1. Teemu Pukki, the hero, once again. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your rest of your weekend. Top of the league still.